Welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Sirbhi Sardana and this is Prelim Sprint 2022 where we teach you the most essential topics you need to know before sitting for prelims this year to crack prelims 2022. So we discussed important parliamentary committees yesterday. This is the second part of that discussion, and today parliamentary committees will be completed. Also, you can download the PDF for this entire lecture from our Telegram channel or from the link given in the description below. After you watch these videos, after the discussion is complete, go back to previous year questions which have been asked from parliamentary committees and see how many of them can be solved by you, and then just complete this topic here and itself. Don't keep it pending for the next day or for the last week before exam. So moving on, we discussed few parliamentary committees yesterday. We discussed financial committees, part 1. We discussed committees to inquire, and we discussed housekeeping committees. For today, we have committees to scrutinize and control and committees relating to day-to-day business of the house. So these are all the committees that we'll be discussing here. Departmental standing committees we are not discussing because there is nothing important. They are just in one line. That definition can be read from here. Here itself, and we discussed departmental standing committees yesterday also, so elaborated definition or discussion is not required. Starting with the committees to scrutinize and control, and the first committee would be Committee on Government Assurances, Committee on Subordinate Legislation is the second one, Papers Laid on Table the third one, Committee on Welfare of SCs and STs, then Committee on Empowerment of Women, and Joint Committee on Offices of Profit. The functions of these committees are very specific. These are not tough committees as compared to what we discussed yesterday. So just briefly go through the functions of every committee. They are contained in just one slide of this presentation. So we'll do that very quickly. First of all, we have the Committee on Government Assurances. So as the name suggests, Government Assurances means गवर्नमेंट ने जो अश्योरेंसेस दिए हैं, अश्योरेंसेस कहाँ दिए हैं, क्वेश्चन आवर में, किसी बिल की डिस्कशन में, कोई शॉर्ट आवर डिस्कशन में, जो भी एक मिनिस्टर ने अश्योरेंसेस दिए हैं कि इतने टाइम में और इन अ स्पेसिफिक टाइम फ्रेम एंड एक्सप्लेनेशन फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन विल बी गिवन और एक्सप्लेनेशन फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर नोटिस विल बी गिवन. तो क्या वो जो अश्योरेंसेस हैं उनको पूरा कर रहे हैं, एंड आर दे रिप्लाइंग ऑन टाइम. So that is the role to examine all these things. That is the role of this particular committee, the Committee on Government Assurances. Obviously दोनों houses के लिए separate होगी. लोकसभा में in लोकसभा we have 15 members which are nominated by the speaker, and in Rajya Sabha we have 10 members, and the term of office for each member is just 1 year. So the Committee on Government Assurances has kept an outer limit कि आपको 3 महीने तक रिप्लाई करना ही पड़ेगा if you've given some promise or some assurance or some undertaking has been given by some minister, so they have to comply with all the norms within 3 months, but that time can be extended in case a question is asked that is there any time limit for that. That time limit can be extended if the ministry concerned requests this committee, and the pending assurances, जो भी promises pending है, they do not lapse on the dissolution of Lok Sabha. This is very important. Dissolution of Lok Sabha is not a way out for doing away with the pending assurances. So they have to be complied with time. This was one of the news from 2015 it is, but yeah, this holds true till date also, that 80% assurances made to Parliament are pending. So that is a very sad situation there. Moving on, now we have the Committee on Subordinate Legislation. We know that Parliament has the power to delegate powers. Executive के पास कुछ powers हैं Constitution में जो कि Parliament exercise कर सकता है या Parliament delegate कर सकता है अपनी powers को. तो उस चीज़ को examine करने के लिए, उस चीज़ को within check रखने के लिए this Committee on Subordinate Legislation is in place. So in both the houses, the committee has 15 members and it was constituted in 1953. Term of each member cannot be more than 1 year, and a minister cannot be nominated. Why a minister cannot be nominated? Because again the powers of delegation are exercised by the ministries themselves, and ministers are the head of ministry. So having them in the committee itself doesn't make any sense. The chairperson of the committee is appointed by the speaker from amongst the member of the committee. So कोई election नहीं होता है, no proportional representation elections, just nominated by the speaker and chairman of Rajya Sabha, 15 members each for both the houses. Again we have committee on papers laid on the table. As the name indicates, जो भी parliament में papers discuss होते हैं, जो भी papers आते हैं, are they in accordance with the constitution? That is the role to check are they क्या ये constitution के according लिखे गए हैं या constitution के against तो नहीं है. तो उस चीज़ को चेक करना, to check that is the role of committee on papers on the table. This committee was constituted in 1975. You know, just remember the oldest committees and briefly remember that when was the need felt for each committee. So in case a match the following question is asked, or you know, a chronology is asked, so that you can relate to things like this. The Lok Sabha committee has 15 members, Rajya Sabha has 10 members, and it examines all papers laid on the table of the house by ministers to see whether they comply with provisions of the constitution or the related act or rule. So that checking part has to be done by committee on papers laid on the table. The next one is committee on welfare of SCs and STs. As the name indicates, it is concerned with the welfare of SCs and STs. Let's see its composition first. 30 members होते हैं इस कमेटी में. There are 30 members, 20 are there from Lok Sabha and 10 are there from Rajya Sabha, and they are elected by the method of proportional representation within the parliament by the means of single transferable vote. So just remember that all the important committees have elected representatives so that all political parties get due representation in them. So you know, welfare of SCs and STs or welfare of women are very crucial topics, very crucial committees these are. So proportional representation elections के through in committees में members आते हैं. So again the same composition is for the next committee also, which will be discussing. 30 members, 20 from Lok Sabha, 10 from Rajya Sabha, and a minister cannot be a member because ministers are the ones who frame who you know bring down policies or bills on the floor of parliament. So if ministers are appointed to the committee, तो कौन किसके against you know action लेगा या कौन किसको बोलेगा कि जो आपने welfare measure लिया that is not in the full interest of SCs and STs or any other community. So ministers cannot be a member here, and its functions are first of all जो National Commission of SCs है और नेशनल कमीशन ऑफ STs है, ये रिपोर्ट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, एनुअल रिपोर्ट आती है इनकी. सो टू एग्जामिन दैट रिपोर्ट इज द वर्क ऑफ दिस कमेटी. कमेटी ऑन वेलफेयर ऑफ SCs and STs examines or considers the reports of these two commissions. Secondly, whatever matters are related to the welfare of SCs and STs, कुछ भी नया एक्ट आया है, कुछ नया बिल पास होने जा रहा है पार्लियामेंट में, so how it will affect the welfare of these two communities, that is also examined by this particular committee. The next one is Committee on Empowerment of Women. Again, this was set up in 1997. Membership वही similar है पिछली कमेटी की तरह. 30 members total, 20 from Lok Sabha, 10 from Rajya Sabha by means of single transferable vote in the terms of proportional representation elections. Minister cannot be a member. Of course, the term of the committee is 1 year and the functions of the committee are National Commission जो National Commission for Women है उसकी reports को consider करना, उसको read out करना, examine करना, and secondly to see what is the government doing for the welfare of women, for the education of women कि उनको पार्लियामेंट में ड्यू रिप्रेजेंटेशन मिले, इलेक्टेड representatives इंक्रीज हों women के उसमें, and whatever are the welfare measures being carried out for women, that is seen by this committee. The next one is Joint Committee on Offices of Profit. As the name indicates, it is a joint committee. दोनों houses से members of parliament आएंगे and then they form this committee. This examines the composition and characters of committees or any other bodies which are appointed by central, state or union UT governments. So state governments की भी bodies को examine करता है and it sees what are the offices of profit and what are not, and it recommends whether person holding these offices should be disqualified for being elected as MPs or not, because a person holding office of profit cannot be employed, cannot be an MP. So this committee basically checks which organizations या कौन सी ऐसी पोस्ट है जो कि actually office of profit की definition को agree करती हैं, या कौन सी जो post है वो offices of profit है, and कौन सा who is the person holding that post and who is not eligible to be an MP. So that is broadly decided by this committee. This is jointly there for both the houses of parliament. 15 members are there in total. 10 are there from Lok Sabha and 5 are there from Rajya Sabha. What are the other functions? It scrutinizes from time to time the schedule to the parliament. ये जो Prevention of Disqualification Act 1959 है, it scrutinizes that and to recommend any amendments in the said schedule. So that is its another function. Now moving on to the committees relating to day-to-day business of the house. The first one will be, these are 4 committees in number. Business Advisory Committee, which is led by the ex officio जो head होते हैं इसके लोक सभा speaker होते हैं. The second one is Committee on Private Members Bills and Resolutions. The third is the Rules Committee, and the fourth is the Committee on Absence of Members from sittings of the House. You can entirely skip these committees except for these first 2 committees, but it's better that quickly within the 30 minutes discussion that we are doing today, or even less than that, that you quickly go through these so that all questions can be attended by you in the examination. So moving on, discussing about the Business Advisory Committee first. Now what is the objective of Business Advisory Committee? First of all, what you have to remember is that it is headed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So इस कमेटी का फंक्शन क्या होता है? इट रेगुलेट्स द प्रोग्राम एंड टाइम टेबल ऑफ द हाउस. किस टाइम क्या डिस्कशन होगी, किस टाइम क्वेश्चन आर होगा, किस टाइम किस बिल को कितना टाइम एलोकेट किया जाएगा. सो ऑल दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय दिस बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी, एंड सिंस इट सेट्स द टाइम टेबल, तो टाइम टेबल तो हेड ही बनाएगा, द पर्सन हु इज लीडिंग दैट हाउस. सो इट इज हेडेड बाय द Speaker of Lok Sabha. It is separate for both the houses because obviously timetable दोनों houses के लिए separate बनेगा, कब क्या discussion होगी. So Lok Sabha has 15 members and Speaker is the ex officio chairman, and similarly for Rajya Sabha में कम members हैं, it has 11 members, and chairman of Rajya Sabha is the ex officio leader or ex officio chairman of this particular committee. So that's all what you have to remember from here. The next one is Committee on Private Members Bills and Resolutions. As the name suggests, तो private members के जो भी bills आते हैं जिनको act बनने के लिए proceedings carry out की जाती हैं parliament में, so all those bills are examined by this committee, and कौन से bill को कैसी categorization देनी है, कब किस bill की discussion होनी है. So that is also done by this particular committee. So let's see what is the objective. It classifies the bills and allocates time for the discussion on bills and resolutions introduced by private members other than ministers. Ministers are not private members. So in fact, अगर कोई, if there is any bill started by private member which concerns about constitutional amendment, अगर कोई private member ऐसा bill pass करता है कि जिससे constitution में amendment आ जाएगी, so that is also examined by this committee, that whether it's the bill is in under complying with the constitution or not. Again, this it is a special committee of Lok Sabha, and it consists of 15 members only, including the deputy speaker as its chairman. Once you are done with these 2 discussions, this is a homework that in the comment section please write down what are the committees which are there only for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha mein nahi hai. And secondly, what are the 3 committees which are chaired by the Speaker of Lok Sabha or the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So just write down those 3 committees in the comment section below. So the Rajya Sabha does not have any such committee, and it is constituted after each election to Lok Sabha, and उसके बाद time to time जैसे need पड़ती है, mostly on annual basis, and the term of committee is 1 year. Again, थोड़े elaborated functions है ये. It examines the private members bill seeking to amend the constitution before their introduction to Lok Sabha, ताकि parliament का time खराब ना हो, तो पहले ही ये committee वो bills जो private members pass करवाना चाहते हैं उनको examine करती है, and it categorizes those bills into category A and category B based on the importance of those bills. The third one is the rules committee. As the name indicates, जो house के rules set किए जाते हैं वो इस committee के through set किए जाएंगे. This committee will be the one responsible for setting the rules of the house. So it considers the matters of procedure and conduct of business in the house and recommends necessary amendments or additions to the rules of the house. Lok Sabha में Lok Sabha की committee के लिए 15 members है, including the speaker as its ex officio chairman, just like the one previous committee that we discussed. Speaker is the chairman here, and Rajya Sabha में 16 members हैं. This is the committee which has more members in Rajya Sabha than in Lok Sabha. बाकी जो सारी हमने committees की हैं उनमें लोक सभा के ज़्यादा members हैं, because लोक सभा की strength ज़्यादा होती है, but this is the committee in which Rajya Sabha has more membership. So 16 members होते हैं राज्य सभा की committee में, including the chairman as its ex officio chairman, because जो head होगा house का या parliament का वही rules set करेगा कि house में कैसा conduct होना चाहिए. Again, the members are nominated by the speaker or the chairman of that house. कमेटी ऑन एब्सेंस ऑफ मेंबर्स. सो एब्सेंट कौन सा मिनिस्टर है, कौन सा मेंबर है पार्लियामेंट की प्रोसीडिंग्स से विदाउट गिविंग अ नोटिस और फॉर मोर देन 60 days, दैट इज checked by this particular committee. It is a special committee of the Lok Sabha only and it consists of 15 members. There is no such committee in the Rajya Sabha and all such matters are dealt by the house itself. So this is a very simple function of this committee, not very important. So these are all the committees, parliamentary committees that you need to prepare for the exam. The discussion is complete without wasting any time. Like just keep working hard, keep revising, download the PDF from our Telegram channel. The link in the description will take you to our Telegram channel and you can download it from there. Keep it safe for revision. And this is all you need to study for this topic. Keep working hard, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and all the best to you.